cyberspace. At this time, we want to welcome you to focus on Liberia. Again, folks in cyberspace, those of you in Facebook land, we want to welcome you to focus on Liberia. My name is Anthony Sie, and it is our Wednesday special here at Focus on Liberia. In today's edition of this Wednesday special, we have a special guest. He is Dr. Emmanuel Dyujay Daykeay. He has joined us here today in an exclusive interview on his Senate run for the Grand Bassa County Senate seat that is up for re-election. Comes this October in Grand Bassa County. He is an aspirant. He is not hiding it, and he has joined Focus on Liberia today in an exclusive interview. His goal is to unseat the the CPP presumptive uh, nominee or candidate, if you like, Senator Yomli Kanka Lawrence. Senator Lawrence is the candidate, I believe, for the CPP, that is the Collaborating Political Parties. And so Dr. Emmanuel should be man enough to get this job done. And he said he has everything it takes to get the job done. So he's here in the hot seat today on Focus on Liberia in this exclusive. And so, folks, as you are joining us here in Facebook land, we will ask you to do what you always do for us here by hitting that share button to all your contacts, to all your neighbors, so that everybody can have the opportunity to hear from Dr. Emmanuel on his quest to represent his people, Grand Bassa. I mean, he has been saying some tough things that Yomli Karnga-Lawrence is the worst senator in the history of Grand Bassa County. He will answer that question, how he came to that conclusion. I'm here, your host, Anthony Cyr, for the hour of politics, and I'm going to ask him all the political questions. He has decided to go into the political closet of Yumley, and he will be able to make his case. And so, folks, this is Focus on Liberia. You know what we do here? We play hardball, and Dr. Emmanuel or UJ is here to play hardball on Focus on Liberia. At this time, we will come to our guest to welcome him. I will call your typical Basoni. I like it. UJ, welcome to Focus on Liberia.
Thank you, and it's an opportunity to be here. Also, I just want to extend my greetings to the audience as well.
All right, so folks, as you have just heard from our guest, he is comfortably seated, to go into the conversation. And so we will ask you that you stay with us and not only stay, but also share the show. And this will be a political conversation that will not be only interactive, informative, but as well as politically juicy and teasing if you like. It will be spicy as well. So stay tight as we get started here. And quickly, we can start without knowing who you are. And so the question is, who is the Grand Bassa County Senatorial Aspirant Dr. Emmanuel UJ Daykeay?
Thanks for the opportunity. Well, Emmanuel is a Liberian
Mhm.
by birth, hailed from Grand Bassa County. I was born, I raised there. Uh, I grew up in the church. My dad was a bishop, so I had the opportunity to come out from that distinct background
Mhm.
and started my primary education in Buchanan. I started with the demonstration school. Then I partly attended the Sotiama school where I got my kindergarten and education, went up to primary. Then I attended the Liberia Christian High School. Then I had to migrate to Monrovia, where I graduated from the Bishop Maria Institute. That was 1998, 1999. Then I went to the University of Liberia. actually, I took the entrance in 2002. I was enrolled, and we went through the war during the Tiller Iraq,
Mhm.
and I graduated from the University of Liberia April 29 with the class of Ecli. Some of my classmates will be Representative Snow, Edwin Snow.
Okay.
Was one of the some of those people that I graduated with, Uriah Gore, and those are just few that I can name. And 2 months after, I migrated to the United States. So uh, I was looking for opportunity and wanted to come after the American dream. So when I got here, well, before then, I had some training for the theological background because of my church. Uh, we had opportunity to go to Maryland County in Liberia, specifically in Colocan, where they brought in leaders and we were trained. And then did receive an advanced diploma. Some of the people who graduated with me in the Southport James Anderson, Sierra Leone. One Reverend July. Jim July is in California. He can even attest to that. Then one Amos Bole, who was one of our instructors now, he's the bishop now of our church. We when we graduated and I had that under my belt when I came, went to Chicago and I attended the Moody's College and had my master's in divinity. And then I went to the Atlantic Coast Theological Seminary, and then I got my PhD. Well, my dissertation at the Atlantic Coast was converted to one of my books. I have written series of books that being sold on Amazon, and I converted my dissertation, and it's called "Having Faith in God." So I was looking at some of the challenges that I went through in Liberia. So right after that, and while going through that, I enrolled at the Strayer University and obtained my master's and Orcas 16 2014. And then after 2 years, I went at the Grand Canyon University, and where I am now, and I'm a graduating senior. I should supposed to graduate this month, but then we have this whole coronavirus
Corona
thing
thing,
now.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm a family man. I have uh, four kids, two teenage daughters, and it's an exciting moment to see how we are fighting for the future, not just about our children, but the young people in Liberia. And this is why we are asking some of the 12 years questions. After I graduated from the U.S., I went back to Liberia and I volunteered with some of the colleges there. I'm sure we're going to go into that.
Right,
Stars
right.
College, the EME University. I also taught at the University of Liberia. And those were some of my contributions. Then I started to see the need to even get more involved in providing educational assistance to our people. So this is about me.
All right, we will get more into that, but quickly, I want to know, still trying to get more of you so that our audience can know, um, our guests, to find reason to stay around and discuss. So, are you a known son of Grand Bassa County or just a political office seeker?
Well, I am a new known son in
Hmm.
Grand Bassa County. I was
Okay.
in Bassa in December, this going December, and we had over 45,000 people that came from the various districts. You can watch that video on our page, the Friends of the Care.
Hmm.
And the Bassa people came out, they petitioned me and asked me that I should represent them in the upper house, the House of Senate.
Okay.
And some of the questions they were asking is that our people, they have failed us. Senator Lawrence, she has failed us.
All right. Senator Lawrence has failed us, and we will be going into all of that. But say a little more about, or just a little bit about the FOD. I mean, we had FOB then for Councillor Bronsky, and now we have FO or D for you, Emmanuel. So why is the FO thing where you're the Basel people? But I mean, just trying to crack a joke there. So tell me about
Right.
FOD and what's the composition of that group and what's the work that they are doing?
Well, the FD simply means the friends of the kid.
Okay.
So the F is friends and
Hmm.
O, which is off, and then the D is the kid.
Okay.
So it's a social club. It's not a political party,
Okay.
and it was established to meet the needs of our people. So some of the things we do, we go into different communities. We
Hmm.
talk to our people. We provide social programs. We also talk to the young people and direct them to the Vision College. I'm sure we're going to discuss
Oh
that
yes.
too as well.
Okay.
So basically, it's not a political party. It's not a political movement, but it's a friendship club that they have committed themselves to make sure that it can help Emmanuel, which is me, to see how we can succeed in Grand Bassa County and the people at large.
All right, thank you. Brilliant introduction there. At least we know a little of you. Our audience will agree with me on that one. So we will go into our conversation. So now you are an aspirant for the Senate seat of Grand Bassa County. That means you have a huge task on your hand to unseat the people's senator, Senator Yombly Kanka-Lawrence. She is the presumptive candidate of the CPP. That's the collaborating protocol parties. And you are like a woman on a mission. So first thing is, do you have a protocol institution or you going independent?
Well, we're going to decide on that.
Okay.
First of all, I am the vice president here in the United States for the National Democratic Coalition, which is the NDC.
Okay.
We're going to make a decision whether we are going to go with the NDC or we're going to go as an independent candidate.
Mhm.
But what is important to us here is the best strategies that we're putting in place. Like you said, Senator Lawrence is a presumptive, candidate of the CPP, and she built herself around institutions. So the best tools that we can use to unseat her, will be a strategist, the political strategy. So we got some of the best strategists, that we have surrounded ourselves with, and we are designing programs. And this election will not be about money;
Mhm.
it will be about strategies.
This election will not be about money. It will be about strategy. And so later on in the conversation, you will share that strategy and your plans for the people of Grand Bassa County that are so dear to me because when I'm going to my home county of Grand Cru, I have to pass through Sano. Before
Right.
Sano, I have to go through Grand Bassa County. But let's get started because you have been making a lot of political noise, more so about Senator Lawrence's ability to lead, and you refer to her as the worst senator ever in the history of Grand Bassa County. How did you come to that conclusion?
All right. Thank you. Well, when we look at Senator Lawrence, she's one of our daughters. She's could be a mother to us, and she's a beautiful woman from Grand Bassa County. We we look to her after we lost our late Senator John Wavy,
Mhm.
one of the toughest senator we ever had in our history in Grand Bassa County, and we were looking for someone that could, replace the late Wavy. So we thought on Senator Lawrence because she's a daughter of or somebody that we respect a whole lot in Grand Bassa, the Reverend Dr. Abba Kanka, who owns the Worldwide Church here. So we said, well, we can trust Senator Lawrence, and we believe that she will be able to deliver our county from this stage to another stage. Unfortunately for us, we have observed Senator Lawrence over the past 8 years. We speaking in terms of her competency, whether she has the ability to initiate her actions and transform her actions to reality. These are the things we've been following in the upper house. Well, we found out that she has brought our county to popular ridicule. For instance, was one of the was a time where she was lobbying in the house and she couldn't find her way through. She had to waste a cup of tea on one of her colleagues. We saw if I came up publicly and apologized to Senator Side Joseph because that is something that should never happen in the history of our country. And we Bassa people, we are not violent people. We are very quiet people. So we discovered that she doesn't have the skill to lobby. And once you are in the Senate, one of the things you want to have under your belt, you want to have the lobbying skill because you want to get around people to get things to to get things done. And in order to do that, you need to have the skill because you have to be able to convince people that this idea is good, and I believe that we can do it on behalf of our constituents. Another important thing, Senator Lawrence, she had never introduced a single bill or even fight a lobby to pass a single bill in the interest of our county because you represent a constituents and you have to work in the interest of the people. So we started to ask her some of these toughest questions. Senator Lawrence, what have you done? You have an oversight responsibility to interpret laws. But what have you done to go outside of your oversight responsibility? Senator Lawrence has not even identified with the people in our county. Now, recently when we discovered that she was earning $180,000 per year, and over the past 8 years, she had earned $1,444,000. Then it brought us to an astonishing point. Now, our daughter has spent 8 years in the Senate. She had not even passed or even fight to even lobby to pass a single law on behalf of our county. She earned $1,444,000. Yet instead, she's not able to identify with the community. So now we got to stop now and ask a question. Can we carry Senator Lawrence for another 9 years? So that have been the questions we've been trying to find answer, and we discovered that Senator Lawrence, she doesn't have the ability to lead our county. She cannot identify with us, and she has not done anything. So when we visit her platform when she came to the Senate during the when we just lost the late Wayfi, she said that politicians will not use our county to gain wealth for themselves. But today, Senator Lawrence, she's a wealthy woman, and she's refusing to identify with other people and even initiating programs that will benefit the community. So we said, well, we are not going to take her back. We want to thank her for the time she has spent in the Senate,
All right.
but she doesn't have that skills to
All right.
develop our county.
You said she doesn't have the skills to represent you through the true sense of representation at the upper house. So that brings to mind you must have what Senator Lauren doesn't have, bringing me to your platform, your plans, and your goals for the people of Grand Bassa County. What do you have in store or package for the people of Grand Bassa County for which they should a banner their well-loved daughter and come to you to represent them?
Well, before I can even answer that question, I just want to, first of all, state that Senator Lawrence, she's not popular in Grand Bassa County anymore. If you can even conduct the feasibility studies in Bassa, you will get to know that the people, they will keep, all of them will tell you, you can even ask 5 person at a time. They will let you know that we are tired with Senator Lawrence. She has failed us. But what do I have is very important. Now, before I even thought about seeking the senatorial seat, the upper house in my county,
Mhm.
I conducted a feasibility studies. Just in Buchanan City alone, we have about 45,000 people in that vicinity,
Okay.
and we were looking for opportunity to see. And the Grand Bassa County is going to evolve. So some of the things that we intend to do, we intend to strengthen our domestic and international policies in Grand Bassa County and bring in new strategies that will benefit the county. So let me give you a little history about Buchanan City. Buchanan City is sitting on a water. Don't be afraid now, because of the port that was erected in Buchanan,
Mhm.
that entire city, if you observe, we had the Atlantic Street today is underwater. The county is suffering from coastal erosion. Was because the port that was built over there during the late Jackson Hammond's time, it should have gone to Riverside.
All right.
So they told us that the port was going to cause damages after 20 to 30 years. So now, if you observe, like you take a sponge and you place it in a sink, what happened? The
Mhm.
sponge will suck the water gradually, right?
Right.
And you see the water will leave the sink. So right now, what is happening to Buchanan City? That city now is sitting on the water. Now we got two rivers that joins with the ocean in Grand Bassa County. We have the Benson River, and we have there's another river to Bacolin.
Mhm.
So those two rivers, they are surrounding Buchanan City. What is going to happen one day? It might happen 50 years from now,
Okay.
100 years from now. Is that when that water meet the ocean,
Mhm.
the entire ground will sink. So what we intend to do now is to create an opportunity that what happened in Nigeria, where we have Lakers, where they have Lakers and they have Abuja.
Right.
So one of our plans that is to start, relocating our people to another city, and then
Emmanuel.
we start to,
Emmanuel.
yeah,
That is overly ambitious. Somebody say, or ambitious. Somebody will say. And the thing is, messaging is key.
mhm.
And not just any message, but a message that will resonate with the people of Grand Bassa. Are you coming up with a flashy plan, for the people to imagine a beautiful city on a hill and say, oh, he's our guy. And then when you get there, maybe you don't have the money.
No,
So is that a good message
it,
is that a winning message?
what we have done is that we have contacted people who have the right expertise.
Okay.
And this is going to be done gradually. We have already spotted the area where we can start to do something like between number one and number two compound.
Hmm.
That is 30 minutes drive from Morovia and 30 minutes drive from Buchanan. So
Right.
right between there, we went there. In fact, when I was there in Bassa and spoke to
Hmm.
the people accepted the fact that indeed we can start to do something on our own. Now, you know what we intend to do. When I went to China, I spoke to an engineering company and they gave us a brilliant idea. They said, what we can do, we can use our local resources. So, whatever buildings that will be constructed in that vicinity
Hmm.
will be used for a local resource. That is our trees, our local bricks, and all of that. But the buildings will be well zoned, and our people will be encouraged to move in that area. Now, it is not going to happen in 1 year time. It is not going to happen in 2 years time.
Okay.
Okay, it's going to take a collective approach, but we need to start having the conversation to say, well, we need to start looking for another place, a second city, because just in case something erupt, we need to have another plan B in action in place. So that is something that we are looking at. And
All
then
right.
our leaders are not thinking. Senator Lawrence doesn't have that on her belt. So she doesn't even know whether Buchanan City is sitting on top of the water. And whether we will go down, it could even happen tonight or even happen tomorrow. But it's going to cost us about 35 billion naira to 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 stop the water, that erosions that is taking place now in Grand Bassa County, and which of course we do not have the money to do that.
All
Now,
right.
another thing,
Yeah, quickly, I wanted to ask you, that is on the city. What
right?
other plans you have?
And that is what I was coming to.
All right,
Now,
quickly.
for our domestic policy, what we have uh, uh, put in place is that we want to strengthen our institutions, the different sectors in Grand Bassa County, the education sector, the healthcare sector, the agriculture sector, and the infrastructure sector. Now, let's start with education. We want to make Grand Bassa County an education hub. In order to do that, we have to evolve our education system. In Grand Bassa today, the schools that are in Grand Bassa today, we need to form a task force. What we're going to do is to form a task force that parents will be encouraged and motivated to send their children to school at the higher education level. We intend to introduce competition, not to just have one single government college in the county, which is the Grand Bassa Community College. We
Mhm.
want to have other colleges like Vision College, if possible, many other colleges that our citizens will make decisions and say, well, I can either go to GBCC or go to a private college depending on their income. Now, with the agriculture sector,
No,
We
before
have
before you go to the agricultural sector quickly, what would be your priority in terms of education? I'm talking about the different levels. Will it be primary, secondary? What would be your emphasis or your priority? Because you know your citizens.
right.
You said you did a survey, so you know the composition of the citizens. Based on that, what would be your priority in terms of education?
Well, okay, for Grand Bassa County,
Hmm.
we are going to pay attention to our foundation.
Okay,
Okay, that would be the primary education.
okay,
In fact, that's a serious challenge in Liberia as a whole. So once we can strengthen our foundation and our students can be able to articulate well and able to pass their the license and start to understand the importance of education, then we're going to move forward. So we got something in education called the bottom to the top approach. So
right.
we're going to start from the bottom and we're going to go to the top. So I don't know if I answer your question,
And
but that is
how you going to do that? What are the tools you're going to use? How
we're
you
going
going
to
to
build the
acquire those
capacity.
tools? Okay.
We're going to build capacity. And we I was in conversation with one of my colleagues from Taiwan, and I was asking them what was the strategy they use
Hmm.
during the time, and
Right.
they told me they build capacity of their citizens. So first of all, we want to train we want to train our teachers. We want to send them out. So we're going to have faculty exchange programs
Program.
with
Okay.
different high schools in America, not just America, different parts of the world,
Hmm.
that we can have our teachers to come over here. We want to strengthen our teacher program in the county so that people can start understanding the value. Besides that, we want to attach incentive to the teaching program so that people can understand that yes, this is attractive. We can go into it, and that's one of the way we're looking to start.
Emmanuel, before you jump to the agriculture, one thing you and myself can agree on is the issue of libraries. We don't have them in Liberia, I always say, and many people agree with me. Are you looking in that direction?
Absolutely, and we intend to call it a community center,
Okay.
and that would not just give an opportunity to our young people who are on the streets. I'm sorry to say that, or macerating and do not have place to go. So we want to
Hmm.
create a community center that will provide other recreation programs so that our students can be able to read, because reading is very good. Here in the US, one of the advantages we have is because we read a lot. So we are going to make sure there is a plan for that. And as I speak to you, we are working on that. Before the year can end, we're going to have something in place for our somewhere to start from. But we intend to build a vibrant library in Grand Bassa County that our students will get more and more attractive to reading
All right.
as they used to be in the 80s and the 70s.
Then quickly on your agricultural plan, the people of Bassa, I can say, are hungry. How do you feed them?
well, we Grand Bassa County have a very good soil.
Okay.
It's nothing to dispute about.
Mhm.
And then we want to bring in a substantive farming process where we are not going to wait for one whole round year before we can eat rice or harvest rice. We want to bring in a program where we can be able to harvest our rice in 6 months' time. So a different types of programs that will allow our people to be able to harvest their crops and produce crops, because we want to make Grand Bassa County self-sufficient when it comes to food production. So every county
Mhm.
in Grand Bassa County,
Right.
we have to have a district. I mean, every district in Grand Bassa County, we have to have a district farm. And besides that, you are not just going to be producing the same thing like in every district, because we have 5 districts in Grand Bassa County. So,
Okay.
for instance, we say district number one, you are responsible to produce rice. District number two, you are responsible to produce cassava. District number three, you are responsible to produce plantain. And guess what we intend to do? We will provide, we will provide a processor, industrial processors that will be able to process like
Mhm.
the rice machines that will be able to process that, bag it, and be able to provide those food for a minimal cost to our people in our county, and even start to serve people outside of Grand Bassa
And when,
County.
when you say provide, Emmanuel, are you saying it will come from your pocket or your team pocket, or you will use the county development fund? How you going to raise the money?
Well, what we intend to do, we are going to raise funds.
Hmm.
That one aspect, we're going to lobby it and raise funds. Fundraising will be part of our strategy.
Hmm.
And another thing is that the Grand Bassa County is receiving $2 million every year in the national budget. So we want to make sure that part of that funds for agriculture will be allotted, and then we will come out and talk to other agriculture. For instance, in Iowa here, Iowa is self-sufficient when it comes to agriculture.
Hmm.
We are also talking to some of our the state officials here to help us. There are many farmers here. One of my colleagues here had told me that, well, anytime you're ready, just let me know. We're going to go down there and help. So there are people who want to help, but the issue here is for us to be able to have the proper authority to do that. So yes, indeed, we are going to provide the opportunity so our people can be able to produce food, and Grand Bassa County can be self-sufficient when it comes to food production.
And Emmanuel, knowing all of these beautiful ideas, or having all of these beautiful ideas, are the only things that qualify you to be the one to represent your people? What actually qualify you beside these things you just said?
Well, you see, people are saying, well, you are very, you into academia, you're well educated, while you intend to go to the Senate, you should be, thinking about being in there, in academia and changing lives. But look, one of the issues that Grand Bassa face today is leadership.
Okay.
It is not the people. Our leaders are the ones who have the problem. For instance, when I went to Grand Bassa County, I was not even thinking about contesting in any position. I went there to provide services to the community.
Hmm.
After I did my feasibility study and I found out we have 45,000, we have Riverside County right next door.
Hmm.
We have number three district, which is about 37,000 people, inhabitants over there.
Hmm.
And you got a light company, you got a metal steel company. I'm like, why are we wasting our time here? We can produce, we can make things happen here. So what I did was I established the Vision College. I came abroad. I lobbied with some colleagues, and we went to Grand Bassa County and we established the Vision College. And we said, okay, what we're going to do here is that we are going to train our people in specific skills. We are going to complement the efforts of the community college. And guess what happened? Our leaders in the county, they started feeling so threatened, and we're like, wow, this is not going to benefit us. Our people going to go to school, they will be educated, and then they will take our position. Up to present, not a single person has supported that initiative. We have written even Senator Lawrence.
Hmm.
That's one of the skills that we say she's lacking.
Hmm.
We have written other than, in fact, we got a communications here. We can provide them to you if you want them. Asking them to join us, because is, for instance, in the states, if you want to establish an institution that will benefit the community, the local leaders in that states will work alongside with you to make sure that that institution you intend to establish will succeed and provide services to the community. But that is not happening in Grand Bassa County.
And talking about Vision College, one of the things that you said about Vision College is that um, the senator, Yombly, is not in the interest, or does not want to see the college, and that she's more than stopping the effort of this college providing education and jobs as well for residents of Grand Bassa County. How did you come to know this?
Well, the last time when I spoke with Senator Lawrence, we were at the board meeting,
Mhm.
and I was fortunate to be appointed by former President Salih uh, to serve on the board at the Grand Bassa Community College. Up to present, I have not even received a letter of termination and say, well, you're no longer on the board. In fact, I don't even know how things happen anymore. I don't receive any communication. So we were at the board meeting and I spoke with Senator Lawrence. Senator
Mhm.
Lawrence, I need you to pay attention to what
Mhm.
we are heading to. We intend to open a second college in Grand Bassa. Besides that, the community college is offering associate degree, and we need to bring in a college that will offer bachelor's degree, because having our citizens to migrate to Monrovia, because it happens to me when I had to go to Morovia because I wanted to, obtain higher education because at that time there were no college
Mhm.
in Grand Bassa County. So I said we cannot keep bringing our people down when we have citizens who are very sophisticated. So the lawyer said, "Oh, okay, we'll talk about that." I tried on several occasions. I couldn't get to Senator Lawrence. Not only Senator Lawrence, I even went as far as to some of the representatives. Like I spoke with what his name, representatives Goswa, and everybody was just like, okay, we'll see what we can do. Nobody want to support the initiative. We open Vision College, to the public. You can come in. You can even buy a share. You can even invest. The whole thing, the whole idea here is we want to make sure that we can have competition within the education sector in Grand Bassa County. This
And
is an idea that
okay,
our leaders are not buying.
and then talking about Vision College, what role have you been playing? What contribution have you? Are you the brain behind it, or you just part of it?
Well, personally, I'm the board chairman of
Okay.
Vision College.
Hmm.
I was once the president. Then when I declared my intention
Hmm.
to contest the Senate seat, I had to step aside.
Okay.
So the college is presently being run by one Mistress Helena Chilai.
Hmm.
She's the acting president. But what is important here is what are we doing in Grand Bassa County? President, we are infusing $40,000 in the Bassa economy. We provide jobs. Well, our teachers are being paid. We got staff that are being paid. And guess what? We don't even receive subsidies for the county. There is nothing in their social development fund that would say, okay, we can. They don't even recognize us. They don't. If I want to having programs, they don't even count us to be their neighbors. So this is something that have been really bothering us, and we say we are not leaving. We're going to stay in Grand Bassa County. We're going to keep fighting it until we are recognized.
And you think Senator Lawrence is threatened by the presence of the college and your contribution or through the college to the people of Grand Bassa County?
I would say yes, and let me come to provide some details. First of all, in the U.S., if I go to my senator office, he or she will leave their seat, and
Hmm.
ask me, "Can you come and sit in my chair?"
Hmm.
It's not that they're trying to say I'm going to step down, but just the fact that, oh yeah, I respect my citizens and I'm willing to work in their interests.
Hmm.
So we spoke to Senator Lawrence. Senator Lawrence, we this is the initiative we're taking to our county of Brown. Senator Lawrence should have embraced the idea, but first of all, Senator Lawrence, I always seen me to be a competitor to her. So I knew that she wouldn't have supported such an initiative. And then what Vision College is doing now in Bassa, it even brought the community college now to start thinking about offering BSc because they were offering an associate's degree.
Right.
But when we came in and started offering BSc, you see competition came in. So Senator Lauren has always been at the back of this thing. She doesn't show it upfront. Okay, she always at the back, doing something, and she had never supported this initiative. And Senator Lawrence will not support it, especially where I am a competitor to her right now and seeking to unseat her.
And another thing you said is that Senator Lawrence has divided the Grand Bassa County Legislative Caucus and even the county leadership. This is something that some people will say they don't know Yombly to be that kind of person, and you are saying that. How?
Oh yeah, It's a fact. Maybe you need to call ambassador and speak to some of the citizens. When I went there, I did my own feasibility studies, and I found out that even the caucus, headed by Thomas, Representative Thomas Goswai
Hmm.
and others, we found out that they are not together. The entire Basel caucus, Senator Lawrence, they have divided them. That unity that should exist between them, because in order for the caucus to produce or survive, they need to be united because they are from the different districts in the Grand Bassa County. But I think it's because of power struggle, from what I've heard. So that of which I will allege. But Senator Lawrence has not actually been working with the Bassa caucus, and this is something that we are not going to hide. And that is one of the reasons why we're saying Senator Lawrence, she has done her best. Okay, it's about time that she stepped aside and give younger generation the chance to uplift the mantle and move our county in the positive direction.
And Emmanuel, Senator Lawrence is not the only senator of the county, and your fingers are being pointed at her alone in terms of whatever disunity that might be within the county caucus and the county leadership. If she's the only one doing all this, she must be a powerful woman, isn't it?
So the Lawrence had turned to an alleged dictator in Grand Bassa County. To even go to any of our radio stations now, it's in the Lawrence don't even approve it. They wouldn't want to allow you. I mean, this is what she had changed herself into. She wants to be seen as a god, an alleged god in the county that people will worship. So yeah, she surround herself. She found a surrogates of people that that would support her ideology. Trust me, I don't hate Senator Lawrence. I just don't like her skills or styles of leadership. And this is what she has done that brought our county down. Senator Lauren has an oversight responsibility. She used that as a blanket to stand before her and said, "My oversight responsibility is to stay in the Senate, and make laws and interpret laws. So I don't care about what happening down there to my people. I'm not the one responsible for that." But that's a serious mistake because I would try to bring in one person here that could serve as an example. Senator Prince Johnson, okay, for Nima County. He built a college, all right, for his people. That's not his responsibility, right? That's not his responsibility. He went outside his oversight responsibility and was able to provide for the community. This is something that we've been talking about. Senator Lawrence, what have you done for the community? There is nothing we can point to. There is nothing, a single project. The only thing that we can look at, but it's a legislative project, is the car washing center that you just put a few blocks together and put zinc over it. I mean, how can you behave like that when you're earning $180,000 per year? Is it not being cruel? For my own definitions and analysis, I would say yes. I mean, we are not saying you do not have a responsibility, but you need to go outside. And this is where I'm going to be different from Senator Lawrence. Beside my legislative duty, my oversight responsibility, I have a community that I will be living into. I'm responsible for my constituents. I'm going to lobby it and make laws that the county authority will be able to work and functions in developing the lives of our people. That is something that Senator Lawrence is lacking.
Dr. Daykeay,
Yes, sir.
Dr. Daykeay, you are one of the fortunate Liberians, including myself, if you like, uh, who have seen uh, development, and you have seen legislative process. The fact that you're running for this office, you know the role of senator is oversight. In Liberia, we see senators, representatives trying to be physically and directly involved in development projects in their country. We don't see that in the West. They advocate, all right, that certain amount be allotted to
Hmm.
their, or count
Constituents.
or constituents.
Hmm.
Then the county official carry on the implementation. But in Liberia, they are directly involved. So why are you making noise about it if Senator Lawrence is doing what you know that others in the West do, people that we are trying to follow?
I would want to little differ with when you said that Senator Lawrence is doing exactly what is being practiced in the West.
Okay.
Now, what is being practiced in the West, those senators and
Mhm,
representatives, they create an avenue that will enable the county authority
mhm,
to provide those services.
mhm,
And that is not happening in the case of Senator Lawrence. Senator Lawrence is not lobbying. She's not even passing and trying to lobby with her colleagues.
mhm.
Okay, like for instance, both of us we doing business together,
Right.
and I say, what's the name again?
Anthony.
Anthony.
Yeah.
Okay, since you want us to pass this bill in the interest of your county, the next one is that let us try to pass this one in the interest of my county. So it's a bargaining chip right there, right?
Mhm,
Okay, we do yours and we do mine, right? So
mhm,
that should be okay. So for instance, we have Metal C. Metal C is in Grand Bassa County. All right. We have other companies like the Palm Bay and other company in Grand Bassa County. When we look at the revenue generation of the national government, Grand Bassa County is even providing more as compared to other counties. But do you know how much Grand Bassa County is receiving? $2 million. Now, have you ever had the slightest thought to see whether our senators or our representatives will start to engage the government
Mhm.
or even introduce a bill? We are not saying Senator Lawrence should go to Grand Bassa County and build schools. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But she could enable the superintendent. She could go out there and talk to other people who have the ability. They can come down and help and work with the county authority. That is something that is not happening. And that is one thing that I'm going to do. I'm not going to sit at the cabinet and say, well, I'm going to wait to the national. I want to ask questions.
All right. Thank
What
you.
what are we contributing in? What is Grand Bassa County is contributing to the national budget?
All right.
What
Eh,
are we receiving from as funds are coming from the national government? And we start to engage the government. Well, we think the amount is small. Why don't you try to give us so amount? Is that what happening in Grand Bassa County?
okay.
I don't think so.
Again, folks in cyberspace, you are watching Focus on Liberia. This is the Hour of Politics special with me, your host, Anthony Sie. In studio is my guest, Dr. Emmanuel Dyujay Daykeay. He is a senatorial aspirant for Grand Bassa County, and he is vowing to unseat Senator Lawrence. He thinks Senator Lawrence needs to be booted out because she is the worst senator in the history of that county. Does he have all that the people of Grand Bassa County need for representation at the upper house? And he said yes. Folks, I have just opened the phone lines if you can call. And very quickly, I will be taking some calls so that you can interact with my guests. Yeah, there are some questions you may have that I may not be able to ask. You say a lot of things that are captured. I will go through them and I give you the opportunity to respond. And then after that, I will have you to interact with the audience. You
Mhm.
said at some point that Senator Lawrence backbites eminent Bassa citizens and stop them from investing in Grand Bassa County. So just pay attention or take note. You said she uses her office to lobby against citizens of Grand Bassa County from getting confirmed for position they are appointed for. And you also said that you accuse her of embezzlement, the county social development funds, you allege. And you also said that she supported the uh, the removal of Meton Mbesonga Finney as pro tem. And you also said that she constructed a car wash, something you're talking about, and she employed only her family members in Grand Bassa County. These are very harsh, allegation. And you also just referred to her as a dictator. You know the meaning of dictator. I don't think she comes close. Why are you saying all this?
Well, let's start first by saying that when you said uh, Senator Lawrence uh, built a car washing center, besides that, her being a dictator, let me provide some explications to that effect.
Okay.
Now, Senator Lawrence, she has a car washing center. She calls it a modern car washing center. And I went there to wash my car. And then the guy told me, "You got to step out of the car." I was like, "Oh no! When a morning car wash, I got to sit in, and then you wash the car." And I said, "Who built this car washing center?"
Apparently, they wanted to detail the inside and outside.
Yeah, so they were
Anyway,
trying to they were trying to detail the inside and the outside. So I was so excited. So I got out and I took a picture and everything.
mhm.
Then I started to ask questions. What is it that Senator Lauren have in this county? Beside, I'm not counting her house. That's her personal achievement. I mean, county wise, what are some of the social programs? I mean that she really have in place here. And then the people tell me, well, the only thing we can count on here is the car washing center. And then there is a project that is being undertaken by her by a soccer stadium. I think they also told me it was a legislative project. And I said, well, you want to tell me Senator Lauren live with you in his county? And then how does she feel? I mean, even you guys do not even have electricity. I mean, you don't even have a library. You don't even have a museum. I mean, it's not her responsibility. What about me who came from the states? I'm not responsible to provide services to the community, but I feel compelled because if I do not provide these things for the community and I live among them, according to Jerry Rawlings, I would not feel safe. So Senator Lawrence, what she has done in the county is she formed a clique that whenever you try to do something, all right, she doesn't come at the front. She will send allegedly send those guys, and they will build a blockage, all right, to stop you from doing what you want to do. And that have been some of her things she's been doing. For instance, we talk about the confirmation hearing. It happened to few of our kinsmen, and I wouldn't want to call the name because if I call the name, because they didn't ask him for permission, so I wouldn't want to call his name.
Okay.
Senator Lawrence influenced the process. You see, the word that I'm using is that she used her office and influenced the process. She was behind the confirmation hearing of our own kinsman. What I don't want to call his name.
Mhm.
And when we heard that, someone else would give a call to Senator Lawrence. Why are you doing this? Okay, you have to get this person confirmed. In fact, one of our own sons, just during the presidential time, he was going to be the deputy minister at the one of the ministries in Monrovia. Senator Lawrence was fighting to stop that process. We have to call people to talk to her before that person could be confirmed. I'm telling you, Senator Lawrence, she had that ability to go at the back. She functions at the back instead of the front. And we are telling her, Senator Lawrence, you cannot run the county from the back. You need to come to the front, initiate your actions, transform them into reality. This is something that she had not been doing. Do you know that Senator Lawrence had never one day visited the Vision College? She had never even asked a question. First of all, she tell people, well, she doesn't even want the college in Bassa. I'm like, Senator Lawrence, she earned her master's from the States. Why would she be against education? I mean, she should be the one encouraging the process, speaking on behalf of Vision College, even running after our accreditation with the National Commission on Education. But can you imagine people tell us that, well, your leaders say they do not want another college in the county. So Senator Lawrence, I've always been working at the back. If you ask me for tangible evidence, I wouldn't be able to provide it because Senator Lawrence worked from the back.
Then don't say it if you don't have the evidence to prove it.
And that's why we election.
All right. And then one thing you said also is that Senator Lauren diverts almost everything for her personal use and that she is destroying the fabric of Grand Bassa County. And you didn't stop there. I was listening to one of your podcasts and
Hmm.
you said Senator Lauren is the poison of the county. I mean, and you also went further by saying she is a virus. Now, we all know what virus does. We are seeing one right now. These are very harsh words for a representative of your county. You think your people will be happy with you saying all this?
Well, first of all, I wasn't the one that developed the word virus for Senator Lawrence. The citizens themselves, they were the one who I heard that from. That Senator Lawrence is a virus in the county. I mean, she influenced every situations, every decisions in the county. With the car washing center, it's alleged that even her families are the one who runs the car washing center. It's not even providing services to the community. It's not even employing people from the community. So this is not hidden details. These are things that maybe you yourself need to do your research. Maybe call in the county, ask them who is Senator Lawrence. What is she doing in the county? She's no longer the kind of Lawrence that we knew, where people were actually supporting her. She's no longer being loved by the people. So yes, she is. Now, when I said that she is a virus, you know the function of a virus, right? It spreads a whole lot. All right. And this is how Senator Lawrence has spread in the different sectors of the county. When you go to Grand Bassa County and you want to do a business in Grand Bassa County, and Senator Lawrence don't want you in that county, my brother, you will not succeed. These are things that she has done. You know why I'm not out of that county yet? Because I'm a born son. in Grand Bassa County. But if I wasn't a born person, let's say someone who is original son of that land,
Right.
you myself wouldn't be sitting here and having the discussion. But I'm being seriously in battle. I've been seriously in battle, especially where I have declared my intention. Anthony, I'm telling you, man, it's a serious fight. Do you know that almost every semester in Grand Bassa County, I had to spend $3,000 to pay teachers out of my pocket. There are people who goes from house to house and say the college is a 419, Dada Daykeay is a BM. I mean, you don't even know where those people come from, but they are being paid by leaders to go from house to house to discourage the students from coming to school.
All
This
right.
is the kind of community that have been created.
All right. I will soon bring my colors in. Colors, I see you calling in here. That is good. I will soon come to you. But one of the viewer here, one of the viewers here at Facebook asked a question that I like to. How can she determine how a school get accreditation? Shouldn't it be done by the Ministry of Education? This is one of the things that you are saying to about
Right.
Senator Lawrence.
Now, first of all, like Liberia, let's see. Let's just talk about how the education system being run. We we have a commission. It's not like America where you have an accreditation board
Hmm.
that's separated from the government, like a non-for-profit institution. It's totally different from Liberia. So when I went to the National Higher Education Commission, and I caught the information that some of my county officials never wanted the Vision College in the county, I wanted to know exactly who was behind it. And definitely, I got to know that Senator Lawrence was the one who was influencing the process. So, with the question is that whether she controls that, yes,
Hmm.
she does it from the back. For instance,
Hmm.
if I'm a senator, I take my phone and I call the National Higher Education Commission
Hmm.
and say, "Oh, Mr. Director, I want to see you. I have a school in my county, and I want the school to be there. What are the things needed? What are the criteria that we need to have this school in our county?" Definitely it's going to be a wake up call. Senator Lawrence had not done that, but what she is doing is that she wants to make sure that Vision College doesn't stay in Grand Bassa County because that the decay pose a threat to her in the upper house.
All right, thank you. Let me bring in my callers quickly. This caller has been waiting. Caller with phone number ending in 2048. Quickly to the issue. Your comment or question for my guest,
Yeah, good morning. This is Sam Cinto from Sacramento, California.
Mr. Toll. Welcome to Focus on Liberia. Quickly to the issue.
Thank you. First of all, just the purpose of full disclosure,
Hmm.
I am a member of Liberty Party, the first thing. And second, Senator Lawrence is a friend. The late Ella Lawrence is a good friend, was a good friend of mine.
Hmm.
And so, however, also I'm not from Grand Bassa County, so I'm not too much involved into Grand Bassa County politics, and
Hmm.
I really appreciate the young man.
Hmm.
As young as he is, these are the young people that we continue to encourage. Hopefully, they will go back to Liberia and serve their country, and we
Okay.
appreciate that.
Hmm.
Having said that, though, two things I want to point out here very quickly.
Please.
The first one is Senator Lawrence. I'm not too sure whether this young man is aware that Senator Lawrence has a mobile clinic that she helped the people in that county with a mobile clinic. And then
Okay.
the second one that I know of myself, here in Sacramento, we have a guy here, a structure engineer
Hmm.
that has built buildings all over the world.
Right.
And at one time, as member of the community here, I was invited to his place
Hmm.
that he wanted to do some community buildings in Liberia. And we contacted the Liberian authority, and he went to Liberia. And he was supposed to have done that in most of our country, but he liked Grand Bassa
Okay.
and Grand Bassa. So when he came back, at that time, Zoka Wilson was then president of the Bassa community here in the United States.
Right.
And I contacted him, and he was able to get involved. But then Senator Lauren, when she came here, she got involved. She met the guy,
Okay.
and they started some process. So I was wondering whether this young man know all of it because none of these things have been. He has even talked about. I'm wondering whether the young man know about it. And then the other one on the politics side of things here, he also suggested that he wants to, in some of his things that he wants to do for Grand Bassa County is for each of the districts to
Mhm.
be responsible in the food production. But he was specific in his pronouncement. He has that he wants certain district to produce rice, certain district to produce cassava, certain district to produce X, Y, and Z. Is that not a form of socialism and that he's trying to promote here this afternoon? That's the politics side of it. And thank you very much. I'll take my answer from there.
All right. Daykeay, keep that one. Keep that thought.
Yep.
Let me bring in this caller, and then you can respond to both of them. Uh, we have Cisse Goya. Quickly, welcome to Focus on Liberia.
I appreciate that, my brother. Thank you. How are you doing?
Oh, doing well. Good to have you.
Yes, sir. First thing I want to say thank you for the program as usual. Focus on Africa. You guys are doing a great job at informing us here about happenings in our community in Liberia.
Okay.
I also want to say, thanks to the brother in studio, Dr. DK. It's always a good thing to see our brothers and sisters stepping up to try to help the motherland.
Yeah.
Having said that, I wanted to make a few observations.
Quickly.
Um, the first thing is we're all trying to find a way to move Liberia forward. And as such, we have to be able to groom and recruit and bring in leaderships that will be different than what is obtaining on the ground. Unfortunately, having listened to my brother for a little while, I see that he is trying to play into the exact same game that's happening on the ground. How can you be trying to change the system when you're trying to play the exact same game? And here is the point. I listened to almost a lot of the things you say about Senator Lawrence are all allegations. You allege, and you say you're not going to call some of our brothers' name who she stood in the way of their confirmation. So, as an educated person, does that augur well to come on a platform, on a social media platform, and allege a lot of stuff, but yet withhold proof? I think that's character assassination. I don't think that is a good thing for our body politics. I think you should be able to rise above that. It's the same thing with people attacking your personal lifestyles in the group because I'm looking at the messages here and I don't think those are necessary. So I think you can talk about the issues without making a lot of allegations that you don't have proofs about. You can talk about how you hope to lead Grand Bassa, how you hope to be a leader in the capital without first, without quite assassinating her character. The next piece is you talk about Vision College and about accreditation. Full disclosure, I'm an educator. So I know how accreditations work, both here and in Liberia. I don't think you will want a senator being the one running after the accreditation of a private college. I think that kind of brings in almost corruption because then she'll be running, trying to get a university or college accredited that actually either have met the requirements or haven't met the requirement. Either way, it's a power play that you don't want your senators in. And I think if we all take the time to really study what are the roles and responsibilities of our lawmakers, we will be able to then know what we ask of them and what they're capable of doing for us. However, having said that, I know it takes a lot. It takes a lot of personal strength and a lot of finances to come up and say you want to run to lead our country. My hat's off to you. I wish you well, but I would just hope that, my brother, you will concentrate on saying what you would do better and rise above the fray and leave the character assassination. Thank you.
Thank you for your contribution. Dr. Daykeay,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
just
Let me
listening
answer
to the
some of
two
the
callers. Respond.
right now. Let's go to the first caller
Mhm.
that talk about whether I'm not aware, what I'm not condescending about, say the Lawrence having a mobile clinic,
Mhm.
and also whether she having some constructions going on with regards to roads.
Mhm.
Remind me, try to give me if just in case I'm not in line with what the caller said, but I want to
Okay.
believe those are the two things, right?
Right. And
Good.
then they talk about the agriculture.
Yeah, with the agriculture, where he said, "Am I promoting socialism?" No,
Yeah.
I think that's not a promotion of socialism. What we intend to do is to dedicate responsibility, and have people doing specific things so that our county will be self-sufficient in food production. In order to be self-sufficient in food production, you're not just going to provide on the rest. Then where will you go and buy plantain? You have to go to Kmart, or will you go to Lofa County and buy plantain if you
Mhm.
want to eat plantain? But if we want to eat plantain, we can go to number two district, and we have a farm there, and that will be able to serve our people in Grand Bassa. So I don't see it as a socialism.
Okay.
I see it as a dedication of responsibility to our very county. Now, another thing is that he's talked about the mobile clinic that the Lauren she have, and providing medical services to people. Where is it located? Is it in Buchanan, or is it in the district, or are they on their, you know, on a mobile that just run from place to place? Because since I've been in Grand Bassa County, I have not seen the mobile stuff. In fact, myself, I have one of the mobile clinic that what we do is that we just put drugs in on the back of the motorcycle,
Mhm.
and then we have a place where, like in number four right now,
Mhm.
one of our nurses are there, one of the friends of the kid,
Mhm.
Rita, and we're providing services, and we go to the different community. Okay, so we can show you a location. Maybe Senator Lawrence need to come out and say, well, this is where my mobile clinic is located. But there is nowhere I can show in Bassa. I just came from Grand Bassa in January, so I'm not strange. If something happened, maybe it was between February to present, because I was not in Basel. So I'm not aware. So we're hoping that the citizens in Basel can come out here and show us where that mobile clinic is located. Okay, maybe she's using a specific facility. Maybe she's using the government hospital. We are here to find out. Okay.
Yeah.
Now the next thing he talks about was, remind me on the last one. The
The
next one he
last one
talked.
he talked about was a gentleman here in the U.S. who went to Liberia, also wanted to go into construction of, I
Right.
think, homes. And Senator Lawrence came here at some point. Senator Lawrence met that person. The person
Right.
wanted to have done it in Morovia, but the person left Grand Bassa County. So
And
he was
chose Grand
suggesting
Bassa
that there's
County.
work being
There's
done,
work going now. So now that's the question we asking: where, which part of Grand Bassa County do we have that construction unfolding? Maybe we need to know. There is nothing like that to my knowledge. I mean, it is it in process? Because according to him, he said the work is being done. So which means there are physical things that that is going on now in Grand Bassa with regards to constructing buildings and all of that. No, not to my knowledge. We don't have that. Which part of Grand Bassa County? Is it in the district? Maybe somewhere in number five in the interior, maybe, but it's not in the city in Buchanan. So maybe somebody can call and show us that specific areas where they're doing that building constructions for our people. But that would be a brilliant idea. We hope that those are things that are part of our platform. We're hoping that Senator Lawrence can lobby. You see that what I'm saying? Going outside of your oversight responsibility and getting people to come down to your county and contribute. So
right?
that is something that we do not have an idea of. Now,
Right.
someone said character is that it? I think that's
That's the
the second
second
color.
color,
Yeah,
brother Cisse. He said you should go above the freight. The
free
way you, the way
right
you're doing it now, you're playing the same game that others are
leg
playing, and you are
right. So
educated and
well,
just communicate what you would do for the people of Bassa. Other than this character assassination, and you can't prove anything.
so first of all, let's talk about alleged informations.
Mhm.
Okay, and let's talk about facts. Okay, I didn't come here to provide facts. Okay, if I have facts, I would take Senator Lawrence to court. Okay, if I
Mhm.
have evidence that Senator Lawrence is behind the closure of Vision College or is doing this to me, I'm going to take her to court. If I would ever wait for me to reach at that level. But this is the issue that we're raising. I mean, citizens are raising serious issues of concern. And you are saying we should sit back and get, and receive evidence before we come out? No, first of all, consider me as a citizen for now, right?
Mhm.
Because I'm not a senator yet.
Yeah.
I'm raising these issues as a citizen. These are things that I'm experiencing. Okay, my businesses are on attack. Okay, my senators cannot even help me anymore. And then someone he said that I shouldn't allow the senator to run after my private business. Are you really serious? Even here in America, if you're trying to open an institution, even the senators, the representatives, they influence the process positively.
I
And
agree.
Senator Lawrence is not influencing the process from a positive perspective.
Does
She's at the
does
back.
she have to
Uh,
though?
does she what?
Does she have to do that?
Well, again, identifying with your constituents.
Okay.
It falls on identification. Senator Lauren, if that is the case, then Senator Lauren don't even have to provide services to the community. Let her stick to her oversight responsibility. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, will it not be selfish on her part? If she does that, if she has so many opportunity to be able to influence things positively in our county, this is one thing I'm going to do when I'm elected as a senator. Every beautiful things that go to Grand Bassa County, I'm going to work alongside with the county authority and let us go after a once it's going to benefit the community. That is something that we can do. So that is something that I think Senator Lawrence should be doing, and she's not doing.
All
So
right.
we are not assassinating Senator Lawrence character. We are not insulting her. We're asking sincere questions as a citizen. I think we need to be asking this question and shouldn't wait until this person get into office before you start asking it. So ask me all of your questions that you
And
want
and
now.
and the thing is, I know politics is fair game.
Right.
You are not making uh these you are not raising these allegations not until you decided to represent the people of Grand Bassa County. So it's
No.
fair game, right?
No, 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 no. If you check my record on the Grand Bassa Community College Board,
Hmm.
you know, I will give you a specific instance.
Okay.
We did receive some funding from the African Union
Okay.
that's supposed to be used for educational purposes.
Hmm.
And when the funding came, the administration at that time, I wouldn't want to call it. It's supposed to say, but why you didn't call name, right?
Right.
But so administration said that they wanted to divert the fund, for what it was not intended for, right?
Hmm.
I stood up in that board meeting and I went against it. And I provided reason. So what am I saying is that I have been very vocal. I mean, about things in Grand Bassa County. On Facebook, you can check my record. For the past 5 to 10 years, I have been vocal about things in Grand Bassa County. Not just Senator Lawrence. I have criticized what his name, the present foreign minister that is from Grand Bassa County. I have also criticized him. I have also criticized many of our representatives, even the other senator
Hmm.
for Grand Bassa. So I don't want you to say because I'm contesting, that's why I'm criticizing Senator Lawrence. I'm criticizing her because I want her to do the right thing.
All right. I'm criticizing her because I want her to do the right thing. I'm not sure when you call somebody a dictator, that's how you get them to do the right thing. But it's all fair game. Let me read some comments, and some of the comments might be questions. So take note as I go into that. Steve Watson, right? What have the other senator done in Grand Bassa that you know of?
Can we answer it one at a time because we don't want a lot and then I won't be able to
Okay,
remember.
okay.
Now, first of all, Senator Lawrence is
Mhm,
under the microscope because she going for re-election this year, 2020.
mhm,
The next senator, Senator Janitor Copy,
mhm,
right,
mhm.
will be up for re-election 2023. Now, how can we start with Senator Janitor Copy now when he's not on, we have not placed him under the microscope?
So Cap, he's off your radar.
No, right for now.
Yeah,
For
he's off
now.
your radar.
Yeah, you see, for now, right?
Mhm.
So we cannot concentrate on Senator Copy. Look, can you
What
imagine
does that mean he's doing everything right? So you see now,
that? You
you
see
only
now.
go after somebody who is in charge of something that you want.
Muted.
Now, now,
Uh-huh.
it is not to say
Uh-huh.
that Senator Copy is doing everything right
Okay.
or at 100%.
Okay.
All right?
Hmm.
But our concentration here is we will remind you while you're in our offices. Senator, do this, do that, do this. When the time comes, we hold you accountable of your actions or of things that we told you that you should do.
Okay.
We have told Senator Lawrence in the past, Senator Lawrence, do this. Senator Lawrence, do that. This is what our people want. She didn't listen to us. So we brought her under the radar now and said, Senator Lawrence, because you refuse to listen to us, we are going to change you and bring in someone that have more competency than you.
All right.
Senator Kape is not spared. I can assure you that
Hmm.
Senator Kape will be under the microscope. I see him going all around now. He's working. Can you imagine? Because the guys are seeing that things are changing in Grand Bassa County now, so everyone is working now. I'm excited. They were
And,
sitting back before.
and maybe that's a good thing, but the thing is
Yeah,
that
it is.
maybe Senator Lawrence now is the one who is holding that red political banana, and you want it, so you're going after her. But
No, but
let
anyway, it's politics. So
it's
I,
politics.
I will take it for that for
Yeah.
now.
Uh-huh.
That Senator Lawrence, we try to boot her, and we should be pleased that we're using the democratic process.
That's fair.
So
That's
and that's
fair.
that's fair enough for the county and also fair for us. Yeah.
That is fair. Folks in cyberspace, you are watching Focus on Liberia. This is the Hour of Politics Special with me, Anthony CA. My guest is Dr. Emmanuel Dyujay Daykeay. He is an aspirant for the not Mosorado, but Grand Bassa County
Ambassador.
senatorial seat that Nyomli Kanka occupies. Let's read this one from G. Axe V. Guez. Sorry if I pronounced your last name wrong. Emmanuel Dyujay, you are fake. I am not sure if you are ready to be senator. Keep that one.
Hmm.
Joanna Johnson Winker writes, Mr. Jealousy, slamming the woman to achieve your selfish aim. Shame. Let's look at what Jeanette Bank writes. Emmanuel was arrested and placed in detention. Somebody is coming after you there. Keep that one.
Hmm. Hmm.
I, Toby, right? I can't believe all ills in that county are attributed to one person. Where are the other county officials? This lady must be very powerful that everyone only listening to her. That's a point there for you. Let's see this one written by Stephen Watson again. I think your guests have something to do with senator, maybe the senator, because he is only talking about the woman only. And then I read this one from Ade. If we can call Senator Lawrence, why not you pick up the phone and call her? Foolish Pekin. Uh-oh. Somebody is calling you foolish Pekin. Man, I'm
I
foolish Pekin, yo.
know.
That man want to do well for his county. That's his goal, yeah. Let's read this one from Samuel. How can the caller say that having different districts are producing different products as socialism when it is going to be for the interest of the people for self-sufficiency without being political about every initiative? Few comments that you can respond.
Yeah, it's exciting that we got people interacting.
Yeah,
These are the beauty of democracy.
yeah,
From the very day I decided that I wanted to be a politician, I took an extra thicker skin, and added on my body because I
right.
do that. I told my kids, I got two teenage daughters,
Hmm.
and I told them, I said, you got to stay away from Facebook because they're going to be insulting daddy,
Yeah.
and they're going to be telling me some things that are not going to be beautiful and sound good in your ear. So, what am I saying? We When I started, I told you I do not hate Senator Lawrence,
Yeah.
but I just don't like her styles of leadership, and you cannot force me to accept that fact.
Right.
And we are not against her. I'm not against her. I
Mhm.
want her to succeed. If I went to Senator Lawrence's office the last time we had a issue at our hospital, and I was telling her, Senator Lawrence, how can we have hospitals that cannot even that is no AC,
Mhm.
to even provide facilities for our people.
Right.
And then she told me, so I've been engaged in Senator Laura. I engaged her, I think, one or two occasions. I didn't just jump out of the blue star and say, oh, Senator Lawrence, she's not the right person. But I have interacted with her, and based on those, facts, I came up with this conclusion. So, Senator Lawrence is under the microscope. But why Senator Lawrence? Like I told you,
Mhm.
all right,
Mhm.
Senator Lawrence is going to be re-elected this year. We need to ask the toughest questions.
Mhm.
Let the people decide whether they're going to take carry Senator Lawrence back as to retain her as a senator, or they're going to take another person. I think these are the beauty of democracy. Let her evaluate this woman
Mhm.
after 8 years and not say, okay, let her leave her. I understand the female that say, oh, because she's a lady and the only lady in the upper house,
Hmm.
so we should leave her there. But I think we need to transcend from gender,
Hmm.
or discussions to competency.
Hmm.
I think we should look at more the level of competence of Senator Lawrence as compared to her being a lady, because we got many Bassa sisters who are also qualified,
Right.
to contest the senatorial seat. Then I think we should give it to a lady. If that all, Grand Bassa candidate will need a lady to be in the Senate, but that's not what we're talking about. We don't hate her. There is no jealousy we have against Senator Lawrence. We just want Grand Bassa candidate to evolve. Let the candidate be open for competition. Let us, sons and daughters from the county be able to go home and provide services to our people, invest in our country of origin so that we can live as a family. So this is nothing about hatred. We don't hate people. What's the next one? Am I forgetting about something?
Oh, I thought I read them all to you. I told you to take note. But let read some more. It's not possible you can get them
I
all. Let
think, yeah, I think it just reads maybe one or two, and we address it because there are many of them, and
Yeah,
we
there are
deal with
many.
them
Then,
about.
Samuel Rice, this guy is so funny. Going after the red banana. Oh, okay. And then this person, right, for his credential, you guys can go on my page. I don't know who is saying that. Let's look at what boy, right, Mr.
Mhm.
Emmanuel. If you are a member of MPP, why you can identify with the CDC? So that's something there for you to respond to. And then October, right? I sense she's the soft target for you, okay? And then another one from October again. Are you insinuating that all can't? I think I read that one earlier. So few comments there for you to
Yeah.
respond to quickly.
Well, I just want to thank all of our,
Hmm.
you know, followers for
Hmm.
these beautiful questions. They
Hmm.
are all relevant, and we're going to take your criticisms, the constructive ones, to build up our capacity.
Hmm.
Again, we are in competition, Anthony. When
Hmm.
you are in competition, you expect things to go different ways. And I said to you that this election will not be about money.
Hmm.
This election will be about strategies. So
Hmm.
we are employing the best strategies. We are asking the toughest questions.
Hmm.
And then someone saying, "But why is he after this lady?" Look, when the last time you watched the television and you see how John Barney was going after what is the Snyder, right?
Yeah.
And, you that first of all, you are into the game. It's a politics, and you
Yeah.
have to seek the weakest spot of your opponent. Bring that out so that the citizens can be able to make the best decision. But we have said Senator Lawrence have failed us, and she has to come out and tell her what she has done beside her oversight responsibility, because she had not even performed her oversight responsibility. Not even a single law that she had lobbied for, and even tried to see that it had been approved in the House, in the upper house. Then beside her oversight responsibility, there have been no services she had identified with the people in the community. Someone is saying she's not responsible for that. Now I will ask a question. Am I responsible to provide services to the community? Why am I compelled to do that? Because first, I am a citizen. Two, I won't feel safe if I don't provide the services that I have in the community, if I don't share that with the people.
All
And
right.
Senator Lauren got her house right to Benson River. I mean, how does she feel? Does she feel really safe? If she live in a house and enjoy the lucrative of life, and the people are suffering and die in abject poverty?
Okay, okay, thank you there again, folks in cyberspace. You are watching Focus on Liberia on the Hour of Politics Special with me, Anthony CA. Our guest has been Dr. Emmanuel Dyujay Daykeay. Dr. Daykeay, we have exhausted everything. We planned for an hour and 30 minutes. We gone 1 hour 26, and so it's about time to wind down. But let me ask you this question. Will you be willing to debate Senator Lawrence here at Focus on Liberia?
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to that.
All right, we will see if we will make some effort there to see if we can get Senator Lawrence because the elections that are coming, we need to hear from the candidates. They need to debate the issues. And anybody here who listening to us, if you are close to Senator Lawrence, and let her know we here at Focus on Liberia would gladly love to have her so that she can be able to respond to some of the things our guest Daykeay has said here. Our program here will be on YouTube in the next 2 hours. She can go there and listen to it and be able to find time to respond. We will be more than happy to do so. Um, Emmanuel, I think we cover everything. Anything that maybe you wanted to say that we didn't ask, then you can now speak to the people of Grand Bassa County that you want to represent in the upper house, how you would do it differently, and why they should choose you over Senator Yumley.
Thank you for the opportunity. The Focus on Liberia. This is one of the greatest platforms I have seen over the time, and you guys are doing a very good job.
Mhm,
And I also appreciate that you want to, get involved into our electoral process,
mhm,
where candidates, and aspirants or hopeful can be able to come and be able to debate the issue. So, in the cyberspace, that's something I really, really admire, and it tells us that we are, evolving in the digital world. Now,
mhm,
what am I going to do differently? My platform is so simple. And when I was developing this platform alongside with our strategists,
mhm,
we went down in the county and spoke with the people in the districts, and the people were able to identify issues that are affecting them. And then based on those issues, we were able to develop our platform. I know that we are not able to explain all of our platforms, but it's available upon request, and also on our social media site. You can go there and read them. It's fair. It's a working document. It's available. But let's talk about what makes me different. The level of professionalism I'm bringing on the table. The teamwork approach, communications. Senator Lawrence does not have the ability, allegedly does not have the ability to communicate well. This is why this unity continue to exist among the member of the caucus, the Bassa Legislative Caucus. And that is something I will want to do immediately upon my election, is to form a think tank committee. Go to these people, talk to them individually. I mean, members of the Bassa Legislative Caucus. Can we do things differently? Can we allow our citizens to get involved in the decisions that are affecting us? That is one of the things that I will want to do. Another thing is to form a committee that will look at developmental process of the county. For instance, our roads in the different districts. Can we have road connectivity? How are we going to achieve this? Call the superintendent. With the superintendent, we are receiving social amount as our social development fund. Are we allocating the right money to where it's supposed to go? Make a follow up. How much do you have? For instance, if the superintendent say we receive $50,000 for road development, and that is so, it's a unique portion that can even develop roles in a different district. The next thing is to start a lobby with the superintendent, county official. Can we go out there and lobby and raise funds? If a project is going to cost $100,000 and we have $50,000, it is not my duty. My oversight responsibility is to interpret laws, right? But because of the love that I have for my people, I will be able and willing to go out, get out there and work with the county authority. That is something that Senator Lawrence is not doing. Another thing I'm going to do is invite companies in the county, open the county for competition. Come to America, call a very big consolidated meeting, invite Grand Bassa citizens, come home to invest, encourage people. So look, if you can come and invest, we'll provide subsidies to your different businesses and things that we want to do. Do that in consultation with the county authority. This is something that Senator Lawrence is not doing in Grand Bassa County. And the list goes on and on. Our education sector is completely depleted. I'm telling you, look at the college we got over there. How can we, build up the capacity of our instructor? I know a lot about the college because we are recycling the teachers from GBCC. Those are the same teachers that are teaching at my institution in Grand Bassa County. Now, how can we build that capacity? Are we going to send 5 persons this year to go for further studies into different areas that they will return and be able to build the capacity of our citizens? People will say that's not her responsibility. Yes, but that is something that I think if she has the capacity and able to lobby and come out, that is something that we think that she should be able to do, but she doesn't have the ability to do such things. So, my brother, I can name and go on and on, but because of time, I just want to tell you thank you. I want to thank the audience. I do not expect everyone to like me, but I think we can work together and evolve Grand Bassa County. Our common denominator is Grand Bassa County. May God bless you. May God bless Liberia. And may God bless Grand Bassa County.
I think we can work together. Grand Bassa County is the common denominator. And that is the closing words of my guest, Dr. Emmanuel Dyujay Daykeay. It was a pleasure having you. I will reach out to you another time to talk national politics because you want to be a senator. You will not be representing only Grand Bassa County. You will be a representative or senator of the people in the upper house, and we would love to have you. If we get some words from Yumli for a debate, we will also not hesitate to reach out to you. It was an honor having you here at Focus on Liberia. Uh, find time to read all the comments so that when you do your little podcast, you can be able to answer to some of the concerns and questions that the viewers have raised that we were not able to get to. Folks in cyberspace, we want to say thank you for always following our broadcast here at Focus on Liberia and also sharing it with your contact. We are Liberians. Liberia is the only country we have. We all must talk about it. Talking about it will help us to understand what we need to do best for our country. I'm not saying better, but best. On that note, we have come to the end of our broadcast. My name is Anthony Sie. I have been your host, and I'm the host here at the Hour of Politics. Tomorrow, another edition of the Hour of Politics come on, and we'll be discussing the Jawia doctrine. What is the Jawia governing philosophy or doctrine? We will be discussing that on Focus on Liberia. Don't miss it. It will be politically spicy, and I will be here to ask all the tough questions. On that note, folks in cyberspace, thank you. Coronavirus, stay out there, stay safe, protect your family, and we are leaving you with this closing song. Dr. Daykeay, thank you and bye bye.
My pleasure.
We are Labira. Labira is our home. Labira people.